Welcome back to America Decides. President Trump's budget plan, well, it scored an important procedural victory last night, moving out of the key budget committee. If it hadn't moved out of there, the whole thing would be stalled. But it moved out. Now, in order to keep moving the momentum forward, the president will head to Capitol Hill tomorrow to look House Republicans straight in the eye to get them to coalesce, his word, unite, as they prepare for a possible full House vote later this week. Nikole Killion joins us now from Capitol Hill. Nikole, take it from there.
Well, this is going to be a critical meeting. You know, we have been asking what the president's level of engagement would be in the run-up to this final vote, and so now we know, and that he will be meeting with the House Republican Conference tomorrow morning. And while many Republican aides tell us that the White House and the president have very much been engaged on this issue, as you mentioned, having those eye-to-eye, face-to-face conversations are critical because at this point in time, both the president and Speaker Mike Johnson need Republicans to be on the same page, and the reality is they're not. Now, aides tell us that they are 95% of the way there in terms of this big, beautiful bill, but it's that remaining 5% that still has kind of muddied the waters as Republicans try to put the finishing touches on this package. So can the president seal the deal with Republicans tomorrow? That certainly is the hope on the part of Speaker Mike Johnson.
And Nikole, outline briefly, if you could, the things that still need to be resolved to get this across the finish line.
So one of the key issues has to deal with Medicaid, which has been a big component of this bill in terms of some of the potential cuts or savings, depending on how you look at it, are being made to this package. So one thing that has been a point of contention has to do with work requirements. And many conservatives, particularly those on the Budget Committee who rejected this package just on Friday, want those work requirements phased in sooner. Right now in the bill, they're set to take effect in 2029. But there's talk of moving that as soon as next year, potentially, or early 2027. Republican leaders have insisted, look, it kind of takes some time for states to rejigger their programs. So that's part of why that date was initially pushed back. But that's been a sticking point. And then separate from that, you also have this issue of state and local taxes and the state and local tax deduction, or SALT. There are a number of more moderate Republicans, particularly in the Northeast and California, who want to raise the cap on that deduction because they argue their constituents are paying high state and local taxes. They want to raise that cap beyond $10,000. Right now, the proposal is $30,000, but some want to see it even higher than that. But then you have conservatives coming back and saying, well, hey, that's too high. We don't want to have to foot the bill for that. Where are we going to find the savings elsewhere if some kind of deal is struck there? So those are two of the bigger sticking points. But again, the speaker insists that he can get everybody to yes before this vote gets underway on Thursday.
Much to watch, and helping us guide us through all of it, Nikole Killion on Capitol Hill. Thank you so much.